Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Bit Heroes. It is Tuesday item find. There's 1 hour 33 minutes left of Tuesday item find. We still have 5 hours 20 minutes left of egg gore. We are starting a little bit late today. William, good morning. How are you? We're starting a little bit late today because I was watching the football. So that happens from time to time. Anyway, you're good? That is good. Let's get started with PvP. Actually, before we do that, I've already had multiple people tell me that the Melvin Champ bundle is in the shop. So I've been trying to get Melvin Champ since the start of the game, basically. It is in the shop for $99.99, so $100. I don't spend any money on this game. I'm completely free to play, but it's interesting that it is there. Since then, I have decided that I want to go for the Baron thingy capacity thingy instead, whatever the hell that's called, because I've decided that I've got enough dual strike at 37 point something. I was at 41 point something, 37.6, but then now that I've split this accessories up here, not the accessory, the neck and ring, sorry, to get that 4% dual strike loss, I've decided that it's probably better for me to go split dual strike and empower, because I've done dual strike for 11 tiers. Let's try and do split. Also, because here I have 2% empower per enemy alive, so that's going to be a lot of empower there. If I get 20% empower thing here, that will be, split roughly evenly, which should be good. But yeah, I just wanted to show that Melvin Champ is in the shop for $100, but I'm free to play, and I wouldn't spend $100 on a mobile game anyway. So, but in case anyone else wanted it, it is there. Zodo, welcome. Crispy, welcome. Bob, welcome. Hey, how long have you been streaming already? 2 minutes and 12 seconds? How is everybody? We just started. I was saying we started late today because I was watching the football. So the time difference between Roasty, welcome. The time difference between Europe football times and here is silly. So on the games that are at 5 AM or 7 AM or something around there, for us, I usually get up to watch them. So today's game started at 7. I usually start streaming at 8. So it was like a 2-hour difference. Hence we're starting at around 9. A little bit later, 9:30. But yeah, anyway, that's why we're a little bit late, but it's fine. It's just fine. Your Chook and symbol evolved. It did, yes. Zodo in chat there made some badges. They still need to be refined a bit, but yes, we have different badges now. So every tier, so 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 9 month, and then a year, will have a different Jedi. So it starts blue is 1 month, green is 3 months, purple is 6 months, red is 9 months. And then when we get to a year, which will be in May, we'll probably do like dual lightsabers or something. But they need to be a bit refined and fixed up, and the lightsabers need to be a bit more defined and all that stuff, but it's a placeholder for the moment. Juiz, welcome. How are you? Good morning. So I've used quite a few raid shard basket thingies since last stream. Because I had the egg ore, I've used 1 or 2 a day, and I don't think I've gotten 1 drop, in all honesty. I don't think I've got 1 legendary. 3D printed just broke now. Oh no, that sucks, dude. You're not sick anymore? That's awesome. That's really good. Congrats on not being sick. Yeah, I don't think I've got... I did see what they put in the shop. Yeah, we just had a chat about it. Yeah, I don't think I've got a drop in about 60? 80 raids, maybe? So we did get like mad lucky getting all the set pieces and all that. And since then, the RNG has dried up quite a bit. So on Sunday we got 2 legendaries, I think, and then we haven't had one since. So it's only Monday and Tuesday, and the rest of Sunday. But in that 3 days, haven't got anything, and I probably used 3 or 4 Rage Jar baskets. So not getting a legendary with 250% in 60 to 80 raids is pretty rough, but it's fine. Ron McDawn, welcome. Spent 160 badge pouches on Sunday with Bitgore and didn't get anything but a few legendaries and schematics. What were you going for? That sucks. My glasses are not particularly clean at the moment. Oh, well. Peeper, of course, the old peeper. I think Black Boy got 2 peepers recently. Fucking cat hair. I've really got to close my my study overnight so Luna doesn't sleep in here. But the only problem with that is it gets really stuffy, and then I come in the morning and it's like hot as fuck in here. Black Boy should share. Agreed. Yes. So I don't really need anything from this expedition, so I'm not pushing at all. It's fatty mount, which I really want, but I'm not going to spend all of my thingies on it because it's just a mount after all, and gear is more important. So I may as well save my badges for when there is a piece of gear that I would like. Having said that, hang on, is Peeper in the fatty mount in the gummy portal? Maybe. Having said that, the only 2 pieces of gear that I need left are the neck and the head. Now the head is that I want is a mythic from Titan's World Boss, T12 obviously, and the neck is mythic from the Brimstone World Boss. And both of them are DPS related, so that's what I want. I want the full fire set and those 2 mythics. Whether I'll get it or not is a different thing, but that's the plan. Which means that any gear from Expedition, Invasion, whatever it be, is not really going to be that necessary. So I guess I could use badges for this just to try and get them out. Peeper Zalok mount portal. Okay, there we go. Hang on, let me just catch up. I maxed out Mythic main hand because I had too many mats after being lucky as fuck. Nice. Any 2 fams I should focus on after Remedy and Eularius? There's a bunch. There's a bunch you could do. The meta's shifted from damage reduction to block. So I don't know what good block fams there are that are easy to get these days. I went for 2 Glasdosses because they were like really strong, but now with the whole block thing, they're not as strong. So I'm kind of in the same process of trying to think of an easy tank fam to fuse. There are there's some really good ones, but the whole schematic thing, and I can't remember where they're from. So I haven't really done too much research into that because I've just been using Glasdos. But I'm sure Bop and Roasty and shit know that answer for you. Invasion going to do some leveling. Supposedly be updated, so new myths and things, hopefully. DR fams are still better than block, really? But I thought block was like the new thing. At least I could make a boss 0 Zarlog if I wanted to waste time hunting down all the fams I needed. Spook, you're in gear now, aren't you? Okay, let's go for 1,000. See if we can do 1,000. You're still in tier 11. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to get a tank from this expedition so I can stop being a high health damage and rage tank and become a bait. For raid, not world boss trial gauntlet. Oh, okay. Then in that case, go for Glasdos. If DR is still the king, go for Glasdos, in my opinion. Purely because there's probably better fams out there, but A, he's really good. B, you can just make 2 of him. So you can get a +5, make another one, you've got 2 +5s. So in that sense, you're making less fams. 3, he's actually really easy to fuse. So he's good, he's easy to fuse, and you only need to make 7 of him to get 2+5s. Whereas if you wanted 2+5s of any other fam, you would have to make 12. So 7 fams instead of 12. He's really good, and he's easy to fuse. I'll show you him in a sec if you like. What is the definition of a bait in Bit Heroes? It's a tank with low HP, basically. Essentially a tank with lower health and DPS instead of higher. Yes, correct. So what the point of the bait is that there's attacks that hit the weakest enemy, which means that it hits the lowest HP target. So if they say this guy, right, or this guy, whoever, has an ability that hits the lowest HP target, it's going to hit you, usually DPS to the lowest HP, right? It's going to hit that DPS and do a bunch of damage, which is not good. So you have a bait in there, which is a tank that has all the tank stats, all the damage reduction or block or all this tanky mitigation, but lower health. So when that attack goes off and hits the lowest HP target, it's a tank with all the mitigation instead of your DPS that has no damage mitigation. Lowest total health or current HP? The lowest HP on your team. So you want a tank with the lowest HP on your team. And that's your bait. I'll show you on my raid team. So, if we have a look. I'm at 6 raids because I was doing 7 raids because I was doing some last night. But we're going to do a 8 raid consumable thing, so it doesn't really matter. So here we go, right? So we got main tank here, 2,800 HP. Then both the DPS are around the 1,900 HP mark. And here's Eagle at 1,500, right? So this is the lowest HP of the team. And he's my bait tank. So he's got the tank set, increases the 4 set, increases the block attacks by 40%. He's got his block damage reduction, consume accessory. He's got all his damage reduction runes, everything. He's a full tank, but just with the lowest health. So that means that when we're in there, and those attack weakest targets and all that lowest health targets and all the rest of it, it'll go for him because he's got the lowest HP. And because he's a tank, he will mitigate a lot of that damage. So yeah, that's what you want. You want a bait. So a tank with the lowest HP is the simple answer. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, I don't need any gear from Expedition / Invasion because I know the 2 pieces of gear that I want. If I get one instead, so like if I got Peeper, for instance, that's a plus, what is it, 2 to 8% damage or something like that. I could use that instead of the helmet, I guess. But I've got a plan. And they're both mythics, so it's going to be hard to get either of them anyway. And the mythic from the world boss is the other piece of cosmetic for this set as well, so I wouldn't mind getting it for that reason as well. But basically a DPS head and a DPS necklace, and they're both from the world boss. So with people's help, like Bob said that he'd help me out, like tank world bosses and all that sort of stuff. So. And then Roasty's happy to help from time to time and all this sort of stuff, so should be able to get it. So that would be good. So yeah, that's why I'm not really pushing on Expedition. I have no idea how many badges I have, probably not that many. I would have a few badge pouch thingies that I've got through buying consumables. It's weird seeing yourself when you're not playing, yeah. We need a tank, man. We need like a proper tank in the guild, because Eagle's ulti takes a while to get going. So we need, if there's any tank out there in chat that wants to looking for a new home and wants to join Iconic, let me know. But yeah, I would have some badge pouches things from the consumables that I've bought. But usually what I would do is spend all of my guild honor on badges. But at the moment I'm spending it all on energy. So I've got 732k. Normally I would just buy, where are they? These. So one of these is one expedition on, 50, but on 5 strength. So one expedition basically. But this 50 energy is 2.5 world bosses. And as I said, I'm trying to get all the world boss shit. So I've just been buying these. Neither of which I have a lot of. I think I don't have any energy potions at the moment. I used them all. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I've used them all. I've got 57 average badge pouches. So I've got 57 extra expeditions there. 57 isn't really that much. And I think that's all I've got as far as stuff goes. So, oh no, that's tokens. Never mind. That's not badges. So yeah, I don't really have that many badges. I've got a lot of tokens. So I could use that. I've down to two of these now. I'll probably hold off on Egor for a bit because I had 4. Now I have 2. This is about to run out. I did ask if those Egor bundles are coming back with the raid shards and all the rest of it. The answer is kind of ambiguous, so I'm going to say no, or not anytime soon, because they're trying to balance apparently all the stuff in the shop and consumables and access to things and this, that, the other, and da-da-da-da-da. I think there's a problem with that being flooded with stuff is because they just keep putting out freaking $100 bundles and everyone just keeps buying it. And so everyone's just getting a bunch of shit. So I've talked about my feelings of that stuff before and how I don't like it. So we don't need to go into circles about that all over again. But I think when all those bundles came out, all the free-to-play players rejoiced because they're like, fuck yeah, we can get good shit now for gems. And now they've somewhat taken that away. We can still get raid shard baskets and bundle and badge pouches and all this shit, which is good. But as far as, getting Egors and all that sort of stuff, not so much anymore. So we can buy Super Scrolls when they come up for sale. Super Scrolls are kind of lame. We can get the Bitgore once a month with daily rewards. So the last day of the month and everything. But getting like a bundle with, like an Egor and raid shard baskets and stuff, which is super helpful. That's why I bought them all. That's why I had 4, because I bought four of them. And it's not like they're super cheap. They're 4.5k gems. So it's free to play. That takes quite a bit to save up. It's quite a long time to save up. I just saved up 8,000 something gems, used all of them on accessory boxes and got nothing. So that's why I like buying those consumable consumable boxes instead, because you get more bang for your buck effectively, but they no longer exist, at least for the time being. I don't know if they're ever going to come back. So that's kind of shitty, because the help that they gave the free-to-play people has been diminished somewhat, and they're worried about all the influx of like the balance of consumables and stuff out there, and that's the problem that they've made themselves by offering, $50 and $100 bundles like every day. The people that are money's not a concern, they're just going to keep buying it. So anyway, feels like free-to-play and occasional spenders are being punished because mega whales are hoarding at least a dozen of most boosts. You've done a William. You've concisely summarized what I've been saying for the last 10 minutes or maybe not 10 minutes, but the last while into one sentence. So yes, exactly that. Free-to-play and occasional spenders are being punished because mega whales are hoarding at least a dozen of most boosts and hundreds of consumables. Precisely that. So they're worried about that being a thing. So they're just not giving those boosts anymore for gems, which is dumb, because if they're paying money, they're just going to buy it with money. Yeah, if there's gems thing there, they're probably also going to buy it with gems. But if you take the gem things out, it just screws over free-to-play people. You keep it the money thing, they're just going to keep buying it with money. So maybe it's an excuse, because if they're getting money, they're happy, right? I don't know. Either way, those consumable bundles, the good ones have diminished, and it's a bit sad. They don't seem to mind continuing to put a couple into the cash-only bundles every week. Exactly. So we've talked about this in depth, and again, After all, it is a business. They need to make money. They're not going to make money off free-to-play players like me. They're going to make money off the whales buying everything all the time. So if they put, $50 and $100 bundles in the shop every day, there will be people that will buy those things literally every day, or once a week, or, once a month or something like that. So even if they're getting $100 a month off thousands and thousands of players, that's a shitload of money. And if they're getting $100 a day off hundreds of players, like it's, so they need to make money. I get that. It just seems a bit dickish to the free-to-play community, that they gave us access to things that were really good for us. We could actually somewhat have nice things, and then to take it away for reasons that are more concerned with money rather than free-to-play gem type things. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. But from the response I got, it doesn't sound like they're coming back anytime soon, which is sad. But there's nothing we can do about it, so there's no point dwelling on it. So I did use 2 egg ores from the start of the tier to try and get some gear. I did get some gear, so that's really good. I don't think I'll use the egg ores anymore. I think I'll probably save them for next tier to do the exact same thing. So that next tier, I've got 2 weeks of decent item find. I do have bit gores, 4 bit gores and 1 buck gore. The bit gores will eventually replenish themselves because of the whole monthly login thing, as I said. So usually a tier will last about 6 months, sorry. So that's 6 bit gores that you'll get over the course of the tier, no matter who you are, providing you log in every day, of course. So you'll get 6 for free. So what I'll do is on those days where I can get Bop or Roasty or Spook or whoever it is that wants to help me with world bosses so I can smash out some energy and try and get those mythics, that's when I will use a bit gore for that day or something. So I need to save some raid shard baskets for that as well, so I can use some of them on that day as well to get the most bang for my buck. So that is the plan. I have 13 raid shard baskets left, so probably need to stop using them for the moment. This egg ore does run out today, so I probably won't use any of these anytime soon, or any of my eggs, wherever they are, anytime soon. And then, yeah, when I can queue up some world boss and people are happy to help, then I'll use one of these and do a bunch of world boss, but I need to replenish my energy first. So if we have a look at the shop, Hyper Pouch is 7 energy things. So that's for 20 bucks. Obviously the $100 bundle is pretty much always there, and we've just talked about that. Creative Opulence gives you 7 plague plaque of badges and a bunch of shit I don't need, so that's out of the question. And then it's just this stuff. So buying 1 shard basket for 600 gems is a giant waste of time. Buying, what's that, 400 energy for 600 gems, I don't know about that either. Whereas if you can get those in bundles, so you got 7 of these, I think you got a few of these, and an egg ore for 4,500 gems, that's the way to do it, right? But as we just said, it's no longer a thing. So that sucks. Anyway, another thing that's annoying, at least to me, is they've replaced Fammy pouches with another guaranteed legendary pet bundle, which means I won't be able to get the last stable for Zarlok for a long time. I have no feeling about that specifically, but I can understand why that's annoying. I mean, they keep changing stuff up, which is good and bad. Good because I guess they're trying to keep things fresh and, well, in a cynical way, see what they can get away with, what people will buy and won't buy. Bad because of the reason you just said. If there's a something that comes up regularly enough for sale, again, the 4,500 egg ore bundle, it would come around once in a while. You snap it up while you can. If they just don't have it anymore, then yeah, you trying to stable the last Zarlok is not going to happen. So good that there's different things on offer. Bad because if there's something on offer that you would regularly get and it's no longer on offer, then that's shitty. Zeta, welcome. Dung pie only bit hero run. If there was a dung pie accessory, you'd have to get it, right? They also mentioned mythic pets and accessories. Yes. There's also $100 bundles are pretty scammy. I mean, look, again, I've talked specifically about the free-to-play versus pay-to-win model and my thoughts on the whole thing, and well, we've even chatted about it already, kind of in depth. I feel like I repeat myself a lot. I'm happy to talk about it if you guys want to talk about it, but I feel like every stream we talk about it. So if you want to keep talking about it, it's fine. I just feel a bit repetitive, that's all. But yeah, my overall feeling on the whole thing is I'm not a fan of the direction that the game is going as far as consumable and well, just stuff that you can buy with real money. I'm really worried about it because I think it could break the game pretty soon. You get a Cheerio potato item. You can get a potato pet. I don't know if you've seen that. I can show you. Because as soon as any game allows you to buy gear, like you can buy consumables to farm for said gear, but if you can just straight out buy it, that's not good. It's just not good. So where are we? I don't know if you've seen the potato or not. He's a he's a cosmetic, isn't he? Here he is. A mini potato. Gotta go. I'll bet you get a legendary next raid. Alright, dude. Take care and thank you. I hope so too. There's your potato. Zeta. So, his name's Tato, I think. Yeah, Tato. So there you go. Potato confirmed. Yeah, as soon as you can start buying gear, it's majestic. Majestic AF. It's a slippery slope, right? I know it's just accessories and pets, and it's not actual like sets or mythics or anything, but I think that's kind of worse, in my opinion, because hear me out. If you buy, say you've got this fire set that I've got, right? Alright, you got this fire set. You could just buy the set for, you know, $200 or something. I don't know. Just hypothetical numbers. That's shitty because, you know, people that don't have $200 or don't want to spend $200 or whatever are going to have to sit there and farm and grind it out and da-da-da-da. Or you can just put money and just buy it immediately. Defeats the purpose of the game because you're just buying shit. So what's the point of playing if you just get your shit, well, not for free, but you don't have to work towards it. You just buy it and you're like, hooray, I'm full build. Well, that was fun. All right, I'll see you later. You know, just for real money. But then you've bought it, right? So that's bad enough. But next tier, unless you up tier it, that $200 that you've spent on the tier, on the sets or mythics or whatever it is that you're potentially buying, is kind of wasted because the next tier you're going to replace it. Whereas if you're buying a pet or an accessory, you can use that pet or accessory for the lifetime of the game. So if you buy a Tobert bundle, which I'm sure a lot of people did, you now have Tobert. So this tier, next tier, the tier after, the tier after, the tier after, the tier after, it's going to be viable and useful. Whereas if you buy gear, it will eventually get outdated and you replace it. So I think buying accessories and pets is worse than being able to buy gear. People have said, well, it's not gear, so it's not that game breaking, it's just accessory pets. I think it's worse. I think it's way worse. That's my opinion. That doesn't mean it's right. Everyone has their own opinions, but I think it's not good. So to be able to just go, you know, if it's something you want, you're not going to be able to choose everything. But, you know, like I really want Ted more than I do right now, but want in general. Melbourne Champ, right? I've spent between 80k and 100k gems on accessory boxes. Still haven't got one legendary. So I think, I don't know how much that would be as far as gem purchases with real life money. It would be a lot. What's 80k worth of gems? How much does that cost you? Like $800 or something? Isn't it like 1,000 gems is like $100? $10? Something like that? I don't know. Whatever it ends up being, it's a fuckload of money, right? You can just skip that whole process, pay $100 and just get the thing you need. It seems not good. Right, and not only do you get the thing you need, you also get 10k is close to $100. Yeah, so that's 80 to 100k, so that's like $800 to $1,000 I've spent on, effectively spent on gems and not getting anything, not have gotten anything. Or I could just spend $100, which is 10k gems worth, and just bought the thing I need and get 9k gems with it. So effectively you're just buying, which is even worse because look, you know, look, what's that? 10,000. So roughly, you know, you get the bonus, whatever, but 10,000 gems. So that's like, what? 10,250 gems for $100, or the thing plus 9,000 gems. So you're not really losing that many. Yeah, you're losing like, what's that? 3.5k gems, but you're getting this instead, as well as this for the same money. Like, this is a way better deal, right? And you get something guaranteed. I don't know. I just think it's really bad. I think it's really bad. But again, my opinion. Everyone has their own opinions, but I really don't like it. Anyway, we've talked about that to death. You guys can let me know your opinions, whether you think it's good or not, if you like. But I'm not thrilled about the situation. And then we've also talked about the kind of direction the game's going as well, with all the elemental gear and stuff, and different sets of that and all this sort of stuff. So again, there's always pros and cons. It's good because there's new things to do and they're keeping it fresh with new mechanics and all the rest of it. It's bad because there's so much stuff to grind for, and it's just a lot to keep up with. And if you're a new player to the game, it's going to be overwhelming and people probably quit. So we will see. I'm interested to see what the game looks like in a year from now. I think it'll be, if it keeps the current trend, I think it'll be quite a different game in a year to what it is now. But we will see. I've heard of quite a few people this tier have already quit. And I've heard quite a few people in this tier have paused their hiatus of the game effectively until next tier. They've come in, they've done what they need to do and just gone, oh, I'll come back in 6 months. So yeah, there's mixed feelings, I guess. I'm going to go out. If you're still streaming when I get back, I'll see you then. No worries, dude. Yeah, we'll be streaming for another 4 hours at least. But after this, we're going to Spider-Man. So I'll be here, but it'll be a different game, depending on how long you take. Either way, I shall see you soon. And thanks for stopping in. So what do you guys think? What's your guys' opinion on the whole pay to win, not pay to win, buying shit in the, like, buying guaranteed accessory pet thing in the shop? Are you for it, against it? Do you think it's like not that big of a deal? Do you think it's a huge deal, etc.? Also, I'm gonna have to quickly take a phone call because someone's called me twice within the last like 2 minutes, so it's obviously really important. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep calling. So I'm gonna have to take a quick, couple of minutes. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I'll just mute myself, so I'm still at the computer and I can still run shit. But yeah, I'll just have to mute myself for a few minutes. So apologies about that. It'd be better if it was a guaranteed thing from Gems. Correct. I still don't like it that you're getting something guaranteed. But it would be better if it was Gems. Because then everyone has access to it, not just the people that are chucking money at it. But I think just getting something guaranteed is just not good. Anyway, give me a few moments. I'll be back as soon as I can. But as I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'll just have to mute myself. But yeah, I'll be back. All right, I'm sorry about that, guys, and I'm also sorry because I have to go. Family drama as always. Something going on with my grandparents, and I've got to go sort it out. So that's shitty. It's not even an hour. We've been streaming for 40 minutes. But there's nothing I can do. I've got to go. So that's really shit. Okay, let me just catch up on chat. I don't like it, but I've already got a leg accessory pet, so I'm not as pissed. Yeah, but it's still a shitty situation, right? You're the opposite. I had every defense pet, and I put in tons of money to get them. I was really pissed when these bundles rolled out, guarantee them for only $100. Only $100 though. That's, I guess it's a completely different mentality if you've got the money to spend. What if it just turns out to be persistent spam call? Yeah, my mom is persistent, and she's definitely a scam. I think they're punishing the grind. Pushing, sorry, the grind, mythic runes, elemental stuff. Oh yeah, the mythic runes, that's a whole different discussion. For those people that are buying everything in the shop and not using them, hurting free-to-play casual spenders in the process doesn't seem like a concern. Yeah, look, I don't want to shit on the devs too much. Like, I've definitely said my concerns quite a bit in the last month. So, you know, I'm not shitting on them, saying like, fuck you, you're the worst. But I think everyone gets my opinions by now. And that's why I said a year from now, it would be interesting to see where the game's at. And as I said as well, I've heard a lot of people have quit. I heard a lot of people have paused hiatus for a few months. And there's a shitload of people that are not happy and thinking about quitting. So it's an interesting one. It's a really interesting one. Okay, let's do this last raid and then I have to go. So that's really shit. We didn't get to do World Boss at all, and we can't do the extra 8 raid char baskets. So I apologize about early quick stream, but there's nothing I can do. I've got to drive about an hour to go check on my grandparents. So that's really shitty. Has anyone made a mythic rune yet? Been looking through the top players and the leaderboards and Gauntlet, not seeing any. I don't know. I can't remember what they are, but I don't think they're that great. It's like 25% experience or something, right? Oh, I can't do it in here. Like, compared to the legendaries like 20% experience, right? The mythic's 25. You would need 2 of them to get from 40 to 50. It's only 10% more. It's really not that much, considering how expensive they are to make. I don't know what the massive rune is, and the what is it? Meta rune and the major runes. I can't remember which ones they are. But there's only 3 types, right? There's not like a mythic version of all of them. It's only one of each type, right? Pretty sure. I hit how small the mythic runes are, like 0.5% higher bonus for that amount. It doesn't feel. Yeah, again, you've completely encapsulated what I was trying to say in one sentence. I haven't seen one of the mythics mats drop yet. I have 8k frags. Where are the mats from? You need to. I knew you need to break down 10 legendaries to make one, so it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it at all. It's just another like push for money. People have done everything in the content so far. Oh, mythic mats are from Trial Gauntlet, right? 3% in power compared to 2.5, 30 evade first instead of 20. Yeah, it's like it's fuck all. It's just another push for the super whales that spend a shit ton of money. Have finished the content. There's nothing else to do. Okay, we'll put this in there so they keep pushing and keep spending money to buy all this stuff. Right? Massive sink? Yeah, I agree. It's no good. It's no good. And again, we're going around in circles about the way the game's heading and the amount of money that is necessary to do all of the content. If it was double, it'd be broken. But I feel like a 10% increase or whatever it is, or from 5 to what is it? From 3 to 5 or something. That's like a whatever percent that is. It's shitty, right? So if it was massive, if it was like from 20% to 40%, it'd be broken. But maybe split the difference, 20 to 30 instead of 20 to 25. I don't know. But the amount it costs to do it is not worth it. Then you've got all the runes now as well with all of the elemental stuff on it as well. So that's yet another thing. There's so much, man. There is so much going on. Oh, we got... Ah, it's a necklace. I thought that may have been a head. Kind of looks like a helmet, right? I didn't see that we got that. Or I wasn't paying attention that we got that. That's good. At least we got a legendary. So yeah, there's here. One random... Oh, let's look at the legendary one, I guess. One random element. So electric, water, air, earth, fire. So, you know, you got to get all these ancient fragments to be able to do that. At the moment, I've got the fire set. So I roll, and just like everything else, if you're trying to get block chance or dual strike or whatever it is, you don't get it. Well, fuck, I got to try again. Expensive as shit. And then, yeah, it's just experience, empower, and the vendor rune. Right, so you can't get like, you can't go for item, you can't try and get item find here or capture rate. You can't try and get, you know, DR or whatever. It's just these three, and yeah, you need the 10 mythic material, all of this shit to be able to do it. It's just not worth it at all, unless you know you want to throw money at the game unnecessarily. If mythic pets work the same, you have to break down 10 leg pets. I'm probably gonna quit. Yeah, well, maybe get prepared to quit. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that are just on the edge, about potentially not playing anymore, because it's just going so heavy towards putting money into the game, to be effective. You know, if there's always going to be a gap between free to play and pay to win. But if the gap is, I'm free to play with what I have here, and then the pay to win people have mythic, like accessories and pets and runes and all sorts of shit, and they just buy it with money instead of earning it and all this sort of stuff. It's just gonna go to shit. Anyway, friends, I am sorry, I have to go. There's nothing I can say. I just have to go. I will be back. I don't know when, and we'll stream some Spider-Man when I get back, probably for 2 to 3 hours worth, I'd say, maybe a bit longer. But for Bit Heroes, that is it. Everyone on YouTube, again, I'm sorry as well that this was a shorter stream, but it's out of my hands. I have to go. Anyone in the afternoon that's around, will do the Spider-Mans, and I will see you then. Okay, bye.